welcome to the Connect Show Miami. Now, we know that Saturdays are all about success, and today we're talking about money and to make sure our money is working for us. So, how, ladies, do you always ensure that the bag is secured at all times and that money is consistently coming into your business and life?
Nice.
Can I say something? I've never heard that term, the bag, before.
That's the term now.
What'd you say?
That's the term now, securing the bag.
Oh,
The bag.
this is when the age comes in. Saying now, the bag. You gotta teach me. So do you want to take it away, Stitch?
And you're 21 young. Don't do that. Don't fool them, Tracy. Don't let her fool you guys. But I think for me, what something that I always learned, I think my sister was a big part of this, is making sure I have multiple streams of income. So for people who know me, they know my 9 to 5 is working with iHeart and radio personality. But aside from that, I'll have different gigs with voiceovers with different agencies. I'll have an agent. I'll do bookings with hosting, and even with the children's book that we have. Although the message is the core, but it is a channel for funds. So those are just some things, and even performing and making music and creating music for other people. I think those are sources of income, and just having multiple streams of income has been a benefit. So of course I can always do more. So I'm not saying you don't have to pay me for my services, but but that's one thing, is having streams of income. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. Having multiple streams of income is huge. And I think we talked about this a little bit last week, that there's really no passive income, right? But creating recurring payments coming in, whether like you have a subscription-based something like a course or a program, or like an evergreen something, which just basically means something that kind of runs on autopilot. Nothing really runs on autopilot. We should actually talk about that a little bit more. You got to stay on top of things, but that's really key and crucial. And I also have the belief that we can get creative, and especially now more than ever, we can monetize really anything. So gosh, for instance, like travel, not being able to travel this year, I created a whole program around going to Italy this year. Couldn't go to Italy this year, but I was like, let's create the Italian experience. And I was completely upfront about it. It's like, I want to go, but we can't go. So just getting creative and thinking like, what is something that you desire, something that will benefit other people, and then monetizing that. What about you, Susie?
First of all, I love talking about money, and I think it should be normalized. I think that it's really good to know that, it's okay to make money in a lot of it, right? And not to be apologetic about it, and to make it as easy as possible, right? I think it's like, we think we have to sweat for every dollar, or like, unless I'm like, I'm stressed out or feeling really wired or exhausted, it shouldn't be easy. Like, money shouldn't just kind of flow to me. I believe the universe is extremely abundant, and there are always creative ways to make money. And I love like low touch selling, right? So making stuff available, putting it out there. And like, I love to use the media for this, because you access huge audiences, and letting people know what it is you have to sell, right? I find that with women, we care so much. We love to deliver high value work. We love to help others, but we're like, yeah, but the money piece is like kind of uncomfortable. Right. Or it's like, oh, I'll give you everything, but you don't have to pay me. You don't have to pay me very much. I'm sorry to even to take your money. So I think that normalizing making money, making great money, making more money year on year is important, and it's expected, especially as we get better and better. And there are so many ways with, the good old internet, to add value, to always be active. And I feel as if expecting abundance is a huge portion of this. Like truly expecting it, letting it be easy, asking for it. And yeah, you guys have already touched on it, but having lots of different ways, lots of different products, services, ways to be hired or to partner with somebody is pretty wonderful. And if we're willing to put ourselves out there, hustle a little, be creative, I think it's really unlimited.
I agree. You know what I'm starting to get into, and it's just more into, I don't know, ladies, you tell me about it, investments into stocks and bonds and just different companies and companies that you foresee that will be a necessity come after COVID. I don't know. What do you think about that? Because that's what I'm looking into.
I love it. I love it. I think it's great to have investments. Some people like real estate, some people like stocks. Even if you're in the online world too, even just through affiliate evergreen programs, there are great ways to be making money. Like you do the work once and you're paid again and again and again, which is pretty awesome. Same with online courses, you record once and sell forever. The one mistake I see people make is they don't track their money. They're like, yeah, I'm making like a good amount, but I don't know what my margin is really once I pay my team, once I pay for my ads, once I pay for my software. This stuff adds up. And it's almost irrelevant how much you make if you don't know how much you're keeping.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of hearing people talk about their top line revenue all the time. I'm like, how much is in your pocket? Right? Like that's the impressive number. I don't care. Like, I don't care how much you're earning. If you make $5 billion, you spend 4.5 on ads, congratulations. That's a terrible margin, you know? So like tracking it, knowing it, and talking about it, like normalizing it as part of your weekly meeting, whoever you meet with, and being really clear, right? Because I think the universe likes our own clarity and respecting what's coming our way.
Agreed.
So good, you guys. This is such a good conversation. Margins. I mean, I exactly, just to touch on that, like if you don't know your margins, like that's a mess. It's just vanity numbers. It's kind of like social media, right?
Yeah, it's nonsense.
You can have all those vanity numbers, but really knowing there's always room for growth, right? There's really always room for growth. Susie, I love what you said too, and I'm just going to give you a big old shout out here. I think that you are just such a master of keeping things easy. Letting it flow to you, from you, and just all around you. And it's just something that when I'm in your presence, I'm like, yes, it's always such a good reminder. So thank you for that. Yes. And just a reminder, abundance is our natural state.
Mm-hmm.
Put on planet Earth to be abundant. You know, every time I see trees, I think money is paper, really. The bag is paper. So so whenever you see trees, it's like that's abundance. It's around us. It's our natural state.
I like that. And that's something to really keep expecting something good, expecting something to come back. So I think that's something really important to keep. So I'm glad you mentioned that. I don't know if since you mentioned that also, Susie or Tracy, one of you mentioned this, like talking about how much you make. This has always been taboo. And I think especially for women in the workplace, talking about how much you make, talking about how much what your salary is, or what did you get paid for this position. And I just remember, I forgot who this was. I think it was Johnny Walker. She worked for a major touring company, and she was one of the few, I think with Viacom or BET, one of them. But I remember us having a conversation, and somebody was really sharing with me, like, why not share? Because that can help the next person or the next woman really know what to ask for, and know that what is a low ball and what is a high ball. But if we're always like keeping it to ourselves, we're never really knowing what is too high or too low. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Oh, yes. So if you're an employee, right? So you have a boss, you have a paycheck. It's very important to know what your position is being paid. If not in your company, if people are a bit touchy about it, then your position in a competitor's firm. You absolutely want to know that. And this information is available on LinkedIn. Speak to any recruiter. But you want to know, if you were to like pick up Cubicle, go somewhere else, how much are they paying? Is it within a 20% range? And if you're unhappy with what you're earning, consider everything else. Are you getting more time off? Do they pay for certain trainings? Can you pick up your kids every Tuesday at 4 or whatever it may be? Money isn't the only thing, but it's a really important thing. And money just buys you options, buys you freedom, right? It can give us a lot of things. And so it's very important not to be like, yeah, I'll just take the job and be happy, right? Find out, research. It's pretty easy to find information. And you can always ask, people can say no. And you can always ask, sometimes if I wanted to know what someone was being paid, I'm like, what's the range for that role? Right? That's like a soft way of asking, what can I expect to the dollar, please? You know, like, what's the range? Or, you know, when you were in this position, what would you have been happy with? Or what can I expect if I move into that? Again, you can really normalize it, and it doesn't have to be like so top secret. And if you're an entrepreneur, the one thing that I'd say is it's really good to be around people who are earning a lot. And the first mastermind I joined, it cost me $20,000 to join. And I got a lot of strategies, cool relationships, etc. But the best thing I got from it was the mastermind host. She said to me, or she said to all of us, she just broke down how she made $3 million in a year. And she just normalized it. That was the value I got. Because I wasn't anywhere near there at that time. I was still in the 6-figure range. And I was like, oh wow. And she just like broke down, yeah, this is where I get 800K a year, this is where I get 500,000, this is where I get, and she was saying it like she was talking about like potatoes, meat, vegetable, and I was like, that right there, that's what I want proximity to. So having people who will share information and reading income reports, like just being aware, I think it just opens us up to so much more that we typically just think that isn't available to us.
That's good.
Yeah, you got to know. You always want to be in the know with the numeros. That's always what I like to say. Coming up, my friends, we're going to be speaking about lessons learned from past product launches, products and services, and how having a great team can change your business for the better.
What's going on, family? Your girl Stitch is here, iHeartRadio's Midday Bay on-air personality. You can find me on the Beat Miami Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and across other iHeartRadio stations within the country. And although most people may know me as an artist or radio jock, I do my best to encourage off the air as well with my new children's book, Tu es belle, You Are Beautiful, Abby's Great Day. It's rated #1 for new releases in multicultural children's book on Amazon. Grace of God, baby. My mission is to encourage children to love the skin that they were born in and that God gave them. And because I'm trilingual, I also encourage them to learn a few keywords in different languages. You can purchase your very own copy and other Tu es belle learning activities today at tuesbellereaders.com. That's TUESBELLE readers.com. Love you for free.
Okay, my friends, welcome back to The Connection Miami. We have been on a big journey as female entrepreneurs each year, and we get business insights as the months and the years go by. The bottom line is, for many of us, having a great financial team, accountant, bookkeeper is critical. What have you set up, or what do you have in place that you're very happy with?
I used to do the numbers myself. So let's start with the mistakes. Like literally, this was back in the day. I used to have a brick and mortar Pilates studio in New York. And so I would spend like a day, 2 days, like running my numbers. And finally, I was like, what the heck am I doing? Like, this is crazy. I didn't do my own like accounting. I had an accountant always, but hiring a bookkeeper was one of the best things that I could have ever done. And then creating that relationship with that person, just like we were talking before, knowing your profit margins, and even what you said, like last year I had a baby. I took off like 4 months. So I knew that my income was going to be shifting. Additionally, one of the things that I did is I let go of a multiple 6-figure program last year. I just didn't, my heart was ready to move on. And so I knew that there was going to be some shifts and changes, but knowing those margins was what really helped, because I was like, our margins are really great, And so having that kind of information. But for me, one of the biggest things is, meeting with my bookkeeper, knowing exactly what we're doing, tracking our numbers, and making sure that the profit margins are in a good range for me. Or not.
That's good. That's actually funny, because I was having a conversation with my sister not too long ago, and we were talking about just having that financial team and that right accountant, and the person that it's not just going to run the numbers for you, but we wanted to actually learn more about it. Some people are cool. You pay them and they do it for you and we're done. But we actually wanted to learn more about it and to kind of have a better understanding. And like you said, knowing your numbers, knowing what's going on in your own doggone business, really. So I think that is one of the main things, knowledge, and not just so much. There's certain things I don't want to bother with, like, hey, that's your thing. Just take care of it for me. But then there's other things that I really want to learn more about and gain that knowledge so I can do better in my business and just be more efficient. Because one thing that I always taught, of course, knowledge is power. But when you know more, you do better. When you do better, you know better, and it just works more fluidly, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, it never fails to surprise me how if I'm even speaking to somebody and many people have various products and services, like multiple offers that they make. I'm like, what's that? What does that contribute? What does that contribute? What does that contribute? Often we know our biggest money maker, maybe the second, but then the rest is like, well, I don't really know. It just kind of comes in and it's great, And it's like, okay, if you have a VA, how many hours do you pay her per month to process customer service for that provides less than 3% of your monthly revenue? And it's a pain because she's getting all these questions about it or refunds or whatever. It's like people just don't know like what's coming in, what's going out, what's worth it, what's not. Even just looking at it, okay, where did every single dollar come in last month? That's it. And then the top 3, double down on those. You can even get permission to get rid of stuff, right? You know how it's painful if you create something, you're like, oh no, I still have this one thing that I'm clinging on. It's like, get rid of it. If it doesn't make you money,
Yeah.
no time wasted, no sorry, no nothing. You learned it didn't work. Like, cut it. But you need to be honest with yourself with this, right? And it's like, truly, the numbers don't lie. And a really good coach would be like, show me the numbers coming in, going out, time spent. What's going to be the easiest, most profitable, like most scalable? Like, that's it. Everything else, ciao. Unless it's a passion project and you just love it, like you can do it for free, whatever. But I think it's really critical to know those things. And we just, I don't know why we just want to hide. Right. Or it's to be like, I don't know. Like,
I think too, though, I think that a big mistake that a lot of people make in business and entrepreneurship is that busy work. That's such a freaking trap, right?
yes.
And it's something that even still to this day, like I'm like, wait a minute, what should I be focusing on? Like what's going to really move the needle in the direction that I want, whether that be, what's the focus? Is it building my community? Is it, something that's going to pad the bag? I'm going to keep using it the whole
Yes.
So, is it going to bring in money? Is it going to build the community? Like, what's the reason? And, last year, that was like the big thing for me. I know you ladies don't have children, but preparing myself to have a baby and running a business and knowing that, my desire was to have both at the same time and to have time with my daughter was such a great thing to do, to just really go, okay, what's important? And what are the things that only I can do that are going to move the needle, whether that be community growth or income, and both, right? And really focusing on only the things that I can do. Because that busyness, like, we could all be doing customer service and like silly email things and getting all wrapped up in stuff. And like, sometimes it is hard, but it's like releasing some of that control and letting other people support you also brings in abundance, because instead of being in this state, you start opening up your body to being in this state so that you can actually receive.
Nice.
Yes. And the most successful people focus on what they do, right? On what they can do that other people can't do. A lot of people can do customer service. A lot of people can do social media. A lot of people can do, like, depending on what it is that you love to do, but there is a lot of help out there, and having a good team who you pay well too, because you're allowing it all in. I think it should just completely save your life and your sanity and propel you forward.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
I'll take that, what you mentioned earlier. I remember coming out of college, and this was like when I was right out of college, and I was grateful enough to get a job, and it was in the field that I loved. And I remember when money started coming in, I'm like, where's all my money going? So writing things down and allocating it to see like, where is it all going? And then my accountant at the time, he was like, no, you have money. So like, where is it going? And we wrote it down. And a lot of it, the building that we were in, like, we had fast food that was right there. So a lot of it was going to lunch. And
it all goes to lunch. That's always where it goes. I'm sorry, it's true. Yeah.
And then toll was taken. It was a lot of tolls, a lot of gas. I'm like, okay, I need a 4-cylinder, still a nice car, but she needs So I started rearranging things. So sometimes it is as easy as just writing things down and where everything is being allocated to. And you can kind of start people from there and start subtracting things that are not necessary. Go and cook, get in the kitchen.
And guys, truly what Stitches did, like, be brave enough to do this, because I mean, I did it recently, even just looking at how much I spend at the liquor store.
And didn't bring us anything.
I'm like, I didn't have any big parties that I remember.
Where's our bottle, Susie? Where's the bottle?
20K. I'm like, what am I drinking that's so expensive? But but I tell you, you got to be honest, right? And look, I avoided that. I'm like, it's a difficult year for everybody, okay? Give myself some grace. But then you look at it and then you're like, okay, either commit and just always make a change. And small changes add up too over time. You don't have to have a dramatic life shift. You give up everything fun. But you can make little fun shifts along the way for sure.
Yes.
Sure. So coming up, 2020, as we know, with my high liquor expense budget, has been the year of no rules. Next, coming up, a peek into our 2021 personal plans.
Stop Checking Your Likes is the hottest must-read of the moment. This is not a book about social media. It's about shaking off that need for approval and living your incredible life. Available everywhere books are sold.
Welcome back to The Connection Miami. Now, 2020 has been this unmatched year. I think we can all agree with that. We're learning how to do things in new ways. We are clearly, Marie Kondoing our lives. It's been a huge acceleration year. Building new relationships, expanding networks online. What do you think? What's working? What's been working this year that you're going to continue into the new year?
For me, what's working is taking a doggone break. This has forced me, and it's allowing me to be more productive. Prior to the pandemic, it was like, I don't have enough time to run through how it was working, like back to back. And it was just not health-wise, talk about health, talk about just mentally. It just wasn't, I was getting stuff done and it was work, but no, at the expense of my health. So I think this really allowed me to just pause for a little bit and just know that it's okay. You can take a break and it will still function and you will still prosper. So just take a break. That's mine. My big takeaway was take a break. Sorry, Susie, I don't know, it comes out.
I agree. I completely agree. It's been similar for me. I'm normally go, travel, do the things. I've been really enjoying my break too. Like really enjoying it, And I feel as if this year what's been working is more time to myself, more time to think, which is helpful, and knowing that that there isn't a rush because everyone else is in my position too. It's not like I'm stuck and everyone else is out there doing cool things. We're all in the same position. I feel like it's a gift in that way, especially for a lot of families who typically don't spend a lot of time together. I feel like there are definitely blessings in this, and how we interpret it is important, and I'm enjoying it. In fact, I can see myself moving into the new year saying no to a whole lot more because I know how easily we can kind of thrive online, and I like being home. I didn't realize how much I like being home, but I do. I like it a lot.
What about you, Tracy?
I love it. So yeah, it's funny. I miss the travel. That's been tough for me. And also, so there's been amazing blessings in 2020 that have happened for us. So, obviously I have a 1-year-old, so it's been great that my husband actually, who normally works outside of the home, has been able to be here and to, be able to spend so much time with her in this special time. That's been amazing. And it has been great to just have, just be together. I love that too. But I would be lying if I said I didn't miss the travel. Like I do, like once a quarter or something like that, the break, it really recharges me. So what this year has forced me to do, I really feel that, 2020 has really been an opportunity to shine the light on who you really are and what's really happening for people. I think for me personally, it's been great to see like, okay, what really matters? How can I edit? Like, what do I really want to focus on? How can I let go of more? So again, kind of talking about like trusting people, with all the systems that we set up, creation wise, like for me, it's like a lot of the video content that I create, I literally shoot it and then go, have at it. and let people take over, which is that I did not used to do that before. So it's really been this sort of unfolding. And moving forward, there are definitely elements of that I would like to increase, and just keeping that laser focus, of,
Yeah.
what really matters, so that I'm just focusing on that like 10%, right?
Can I share one thing which is interesting? Because my article is in Cosmo this month for the November issue and it's called "If the last 5 months have felt like 5 years, you're not wrong," because so much has been accelerated. One interesting thing I found in my research is that friendships have changed this year. So typically, I think there's more of an obligation, right? Like all the mums hang out, with all the little Tommy and little Jane, or Saturdays at 3, right? Or maybe there's like a wine club or a book club or whatever it may be, that you're just kind of like, it's been going on for so long, it's hard to break it. It's been broken. And now we're realizing whether or not we care about renewing it and doing it again, because we're given this opportunity to like clean the slate. And it's amazing how many friendships are either getting deep quickly because you're connecting whilst being alone, versus like, what, I don't miss that. I don't miss them loving even, but like, I don't ever need to see your face again. I've realized I haven't missed you in 6 months. And there's nothing wrong with that. Change is natural and good, but sometimes we don't have the courage to make the change ourselves. Something external has to happen versus our own internal decision. So I feel like that's a gift. And I was surprised to hear how almost friendships have accelerated and gone deeper, and some of them have just completely dwindled. And I think that that's cool and that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Kind of an unexpected area, right? To expect, because acceleration, you get divorced or get engaged, right? Because you're taking a really close look at your mate right now at home, right? Or your job, you really hate it, or you love their current flexibility, or you're taking care of your health, or you're just really like over consuming at home. Like often there are a lot of extremes, but I thought the friendship one was very interesting.
Agreed. And I think even through this time, it's like there are, even if you've experienced loss, if you've experienced heartbreak, if you experience, like you said, people that just had to shed off of you, or that you had to shed off, try to find, I think, that silver lining through everything, any darkness that you've experienced, because we understand that it wasn't good for all of us. Everybody here experienced something that wasn't maybe all kicks and giggles either way.
Yes.
But there was a blessing in something. So if that's an encouragement for anybody, just try to find or see. Don't be clouded by the darkness, and try to find the light in everything. But because I can guarantee you there is a light. There is a light in every bit of it.
Always.
So just gotta find, there you go, Suze. She's
always stitches, always the light. It is always there. It's like that old expression, like when we think it's cloudy, like the sun's gone. No, it's always there. There are just some clouds that will pass. So let's stay real and have some perspective.
Find the light.
As we close the show, a final tip on how you can make the most of the upcoming holiday season for your business.
Are you ready to transform your body in just 30 minutes a day from your living room? I'm Tracy Campoli, the creator of Total Body Transformation, the excuse-proof fitness program made for busy babes like you and me to get fit, sweat, and smile. We've been featured on Good Morning America, The Today Show, and in USA Today. All you have to do is simply log in and press play. No boredom, no stress, and no dread. All in just 30 short minutes from the comfort of your own home. Go to TracyCampoli.com to get started today.
Entrepreneurs, many of us have struggled with expansion over the years, but now can be a really great time for all of us to be thinking outside of the box. How are you approaching the holiday season in a different way this year? Tracy, I know you got something cooking.
You got something cooking. So one of the things that we're actually doing, which I'm really, really excited about, is with my fitness program, we normally do challenges. And I was like, we're going to do a new challenge. And then I was like, wait a minute. Nobody wants another challenge. Like, we've all had enough challenges.
We've been challenged this year in every way.
Oh, this just doesn't feel right. So this is big. I haven't announced this anywhere, but I'm announcing it here on the Connect. We are actually doing something called the Reset. And that just felt like, such a breath of fresh air. Like, don't we all need a reset? And so it's just an opportunity for people to, just give themselves the gift of 15 to 20 minutes of movement a day. As so many moms in my community, so many busy babes, I call my girls. And, whether it's like your kids are now doing homeschool or, like me, your husband's in the living room, it's been great. And it's also been like a lot, right? And, here, it's like, I'm an extrovert introvert. I like my time alone. I like all the things. So it's an opportunity to collectively as women to come together and say, look, I'm worth it. Like I just need 15 to 20 minutes and just to give yourself that gift. So that's one of the things that we're doing this year.
Reset.
Is resetting. Amazing. How about you, Stitches?
Beautiful. We just had a meeting last night, so there's some new products that we're working on. It's done. It's just a matter of properly putting it out in time for the holiday season and wrapping up the next book for the series. So there's some things cooking up and some musical things in the works. So it's just about making sure that everything is in line so we can launch it and everybody can enjoy it for the holidays.
I have to say, anybody listening, if you don't have a holiday sale, you're crazy, right? Like holidays, people spend their money. There is income that we haven't spent over the year. We have not been traveling. So much has been held back. It's a joyous time of release. It's a time that we like to celebrate ourselves and others, heading into a new year with ambitions, goals, different dreams. If you don't have a holiday sale, I would beg, why not? And have one. Like, you don't have to just sell jewelry or just sell, I don't know, whatever it may be that people sell, art, people makeup, what people love to purchase. I sell a mini course, my confidence course, flash sale, Black Friday. You can do this with anything. Even if you're a relationship therapist, want to give the gift of better communication next year, some sessions for you and your partner. Like wherever you are, have a sale. If you're an author, do a book bundle, do a bonus call. Like maybe you've got 3 books. If you buy all 3, you get this. If you buy just one, great. Have a holiday call where it's like, bring your cocoa and I'm going to be answering questions about the book and telling you about the process of writing a book, whatever it may be. Have a holiday sale for the love of all things holy. I mean, come on.
We gotta say it. Have a holiday sale. 1, 2, 3. Have a
holiday sale. Truly, why hold back? Why wait? People are spending. They want to spend. This year has been rough. Do it. If no one buys it, great. You haven't lost anything. And if they do, well, then you'll do this every year. I promise you, you'll become obsessed.
Total.
And you know what I heard somebody say last night when we were meeting? Who said this? This was King Ash. Shout out to King Ash. She said, one way or another, people are going to spend their money.
Oh, yeah.
So why not spend it on something that is good because it's yours and it's a product that they are probably going to need or want, or it's going to be beneficial. So people are going to spend regardless.
Selling selling and serving, people can't read our minds. People don't know all the, if Susie hadn't written her book, people wouldn't have that wisdom and that knowledge. If you hadn't written your book or produced your music, people wouldn't have that. If I didn't create, my programs or people wouldn't have that. Selling is serving. It's giving the special gifts that only you can give in your way. And people need that. It's beneficial. It's double blessing always.
Come on.
And don't overcomplicate it. You don't need a designer. You don't need a sales team. You don't need anything apart from your own payment gateway. Write an email. Special, holiday special. This is what you get. This is the price. Here's the timer. End of story. Cha-ching. Let it roll. Let it be easy. No complaints. No procrastinating. January will be here in like 5 seconds, right? As we always know. So have a holiday sale, friends. Did you guys get the gist that I think we should have a holiday sale?
I think we should have a holiday sale.
Wow. All right, my friends. Anything else to wrap up the show today that you would like to add on this topic of money?
I love that we're having this conversation.
Me too.
Things that I absolutely love talking about. I also grew up in a family where, people didn't talk about it. There was, like most people, there's all kinds of different beliefs, right, that we have about money. I just agree and want to reiterate that normalizing the conversation, having these open conversations is so powerful. And then it just allows you to create more and to open up to have a new possibility portal of like what is actually possible for you.
Agreed. And I'll take that line that somebody mentioned as far as expecting the abundance, expecting it. If you, I don't know, just expect it, man. I don't know. I think sometimes we're placed in the mindset where it's like, oh no, well, I don't really, but I can't, I don't know, man. God wants you to have the best. So you can have the best. Yeah.
That's right. And expectation stitches is a very powerful force. Anyone who knows about just manifestation and conscious manifestation knows that expectation is the most powerful force there is. So.
That part.
If you are enjoying the show and these powerful conversations, you definitely want to join the membership at theconnectonline.com.
See you next week on The Connection Miami, my friends. Mwah.
They sale.
Holiday sale.
What's going on, family? Your girl Stitch is here, iHeartRadio's Midday Bay on-air personality. You can find me on the Beat Miami Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and across other iHeartRadio stations within the country. And although most people may know me as an artist or radio jock, I do my best to encourage off the air as well with my new children's book, Tu es belle, You Are Beautiful, Abby's Great Day. It's rated #1 for new releases in multicultural children's book on Amazon. Grace of God, baby. My mission is to encourage children to love the skin that they were born in and that God gave them. And because I'm trilingual, I also encourage them to learn a few keywords in different languages. You can purchase your very own copy and other Tu es belle learning activities today at tuesbellereaders.com. That's TUESBELLE readers.com. Love you for free.